Secretary Kerry will travel to Jerusalem from December 11th. In Jerusalem, he will meet with Prime Minister Netanyahu to discuss a range of issues, including Iran and the ongoing final status negotiations with the Palestinians. It's important to note here that while the negotiations and the discussion with Iran have been focused on the nuclear program, there still are remaining concerns we have, of course, about Iran and whether it's human rights abuses or its other activities that they engage in around the world. In Vienna, there are talks between technical experts, and of course the focus is, as you referenced, on determining the implementation phase of the first step agreement. We do feel that putting new sanctions in place during the course of negotiations, even those that are delayed, would be counterproductive. It could certainly put the negotiations at risk. If they don't abide by the agreement or they violate it, then we would certainly be leading the charge to put more sanctions in place. Part of the goal was to put necessary pressure on to bring Iran to the negotiating table.
We did just finish 4 days of technical discussions in Vienna. There were always plans for teams to return to their capitals for further consultations. So this is certainly not out of the ordinary. We have been very clear with the Iranians throughout the entire negotiating process, and indeed gave them notification that these new designations would be occurring, that we would continue to enforce existing sanctions. They knew that. They signed on to the Joint Plan of Action knowing that before they were made public here. Again, it wasn't all the details of what would be in this, but that we would move ahead with notifications. As one of the arguments that we, the Secretary, and everyone else has made to Congress to not impose new sanctions is that we will continue enforcing the current one. For the 6.5 years that Bob Levinson has been missing, it has been a top priority for the U.S. government to find him, to help him return to his family. That has not changed in any way. It has remained consistently a top priority. We're certainly pursuing all avenues to bring him home. We would reiterate to the government of Iran, to anyone else who has any information about his whereabouts, to undertake efforts to ensure he returns home to his family.